I'm so happy you're here, whether you are new to this channel or you're returning. I'm so happy that you decided to join me today, and I'm really excited about this topic we're going to talk about holiday health hacks. This is going to be coming out the week before Christmas, and so that was my intention when I was really thinking about what is going to help people really focus in on their health and feel their best during the holiday season. So you can use these tips for, like I said, the week before Christmas, starting to get ready. If you're already on a health journey, you might learn some new things with this video. And you can continue to use this after Christmas into the new year and starting your new year. If that's a new focus of yours is improving your health, optimizing your health, these tips are going to help you. And a lot of these tips I recommend and I give to my one-on-one clients that I work with and even groups. So if you're new here, my name is Megan Warren. I'm a holistic practitioner. I'm so happy you're here. Let's dive right into it. So the first holiday health hack is regulating your blood sugar. And this is very important for hormone health, for, if you are wanting to optimize your weight, even working on your stress, being able to regulate your blood sugar plays into all of those things. So the first way that you can start to regulate your blood sugar is looking at breakfast. When you're eating breakfast, it's really important to make sure you're having healthy proteins. And if you want to have a stable blood sugar throughout the day, if you start with your first meal of the day having more proteins and more fats and less carbohydrates, that's going to set you up for more of a stable blood sugar regulation throughout the day. On the flip side, if you start your day with heavy carbohydrates, say you have a bowl of oatmeal, you're going to feel a spike in blood sugar and insulin, and then it's going to drop. And that will send you either to be hungry, it'll also send you down a just an energy crash. You're going to feel drained and you're going to feel tired. So a lot of times, if you eat lunch, if you eat breakfast, and you feel tired after, it could be because you're not eating enough proteins and enough fats in that meal, and you could be eating a little too much carbohydrates. So starting your breakfast, loading up on proteins and fats. The next thing, if you are eating your meal, so this can be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, to support blood sugar regulation, you want to eat foods in a certain order. So eating your veggies first, this is like when you go to dinner or if you make a salad, if you eat the salad first, you're eating your veggies first, you're getting some fiber first, then your protein, then you want to have your starches and carbohydrates, sugar last. Okay, that's usually why dessert is served last. Um, so again, that order is veggies, proteins, fats, and starches last. That's going to help support blood sugar. My eyes watering for some reason. The next thing would be, and this is like either you're at a holiday party and you're eating lots of yummy food, or it's the day of, we'll say, Thanksgiving. You can totally use this during Thanksgiving too, but that's already passed. Christmas time is to be choosy. If you're wanting to have wine or dessert, if you're wanting to have a cocktail or dessert, be choosy. Choose one or the other. Or if you typically have a couple of glasses of wine, maybe you have one and you have your dessert. So really, that's going to help your blood sugar because you're not going to get a huge spike from all the sugars that you get from alcohol and also the dessert. So that would be the third thing to support blood sugar regulation is be choosy. Limit your alcohol, and that's going to make you feel so much better the next day also. The next thing would be to not skip meals. So this again can be like the day of. I was really thinking that through. It's common for people, and I've had people tell me this before. Well, I just want to eat, and then I'll just eat a ton when the meal comes. And the way that I see this is, you don't want to overstimulate your body by overindulging, eating too much, stuffing your body. That's how you store fat. So what would be better is to have some smaller meals, again, focusing on protein, focusing on some fats, and then when you have your meal, you're going to be less likely to overindulge and you'll stop more when you feel full. So that would be my next point is to, when you are eating the big meals, whether you're at a holiday party or this is the day of Christmas, eat until full, not stuffed. Eat until full, not stuffed, okay? Um, you're just going to feel so much better afterwards the next day. And also, this is so much better for all of your hormones if you're just eating until you're full. And what I teach my clients with this is to use a rating scale 1 to 10. 10 is like you are stuffed, 1 is like you are starving. You want to be like a 7. That's like where you feel like I feel really good. I feel full. I feel satisfied. Um, that'll help you kind of just tune in. Just ask yourself after before you eat, what am I? I don't know. I'm a 2. I'm a 3. I'm really hungry. And then after you eat, check in with that scale and see what number are you. That'll help you decide if you want to have the piece of dessert, if you want to have your second serving, whatever the case may be. Another thing that can be really helpful after you're having a meal like this is to go for a walk. This will help to regulate your blood sugar. And so all of these 6 steps are specifically with blood sugar regulation in mind. The next part that I want to help you guys with is improving digestion, okay? So these tips to improve digestion can be really helpful at any time that you are eating, okay? Breathing 1 minute before you eat, you're calming your nervous system down, getting into more of a parasympathetic state, which means rest and digest. We want to make sure we're digesting our food. It's very common for people to be in a dysregulated state where they feel they're stressed, they're rushed, they're just hurrying, trying to eat their breakfast, lunch, dinner. And what this is doing is it's impairing digestion. And so if you can just take 1 minute where you are taking some deep belly breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting the exhale be longer, about 6 times. If you do that breathing pattern 6 times, it'll be about a minute. And you're telling your body, hey, body, we're about to eat something. You're safe. You're not in any danger or any threat. Let's digest this food so that we get all the nutrients that we're eating. So the next thing for digestion is to eat slower. So one of the common things that I hear from people is I chew my food really fast, and digestion starts in the mouth. So it actually starts in the brain. Like if you think about a lemon right now, your mouth will probably start watering. Digestion has started. But so again, if you're smelling a lot of these tasty foods on Christmas Day, digestion has started. Your mouth is watering and you're hungry. So when you eat slower, you're going to be chewing your food more, you're supporting digestion, and that's going to help to create more hydrochloric acid in the stomach, which helps to break down the food. So think less acid reflux after that, and just better digestion. So the other thing that I would say is while you're eating, to support the hydrochloric acid is to limit your liquids while you're eating. So if you want to have, a glass of wine before, have it before and then eat your meal. Or same thing with water, have water before. Highly recommend, hydrating, which that's a tip I'm going to give in a second. But making sure that you are just eating your food so that you're not diluting the hydrochloric acid with liquid. And that can just be super supportive, again, for your digestive enzymes as you're breaking down the food. The other 2 things that are going to help to break down the food also, that would be to have a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So you can do about half of a tablespoon, even a teaspoon if you've never had apple cider vinegar before. You want to start slow. Mix it with a little bit of 4 ounces of water and drink that, and that's going to help to support the digestive enzymes in your gut. Same thing with if you want to pop a digestive enzyme itself. That's going to help break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, which is going to improve your digestion. Digestion is so important for hormone health, for cortisol. Like we want to make sure that we are completely digesting our food, and when we're not, this really does cause havoc on our system. And it is one of the foundational pillars that I work on with people: digestion, blood sugar regulation, both of these. If someone is dealing with gut issues, if they're dealing with hormone issues, things like that, inflammation, you want to make sure you're digesting your food. The other thing I would say is, this goes back to eating slow, is take time between your bites. Put your fork down, so set down your utensils, have a conversation with the people that you're eating with, and really be mindful of what you're eating. Enjoy it. Leave the guilt out and just really feel good about what you're eating. And that's going to help digestion. Also, it's going to keep you in that parasympathetic state. The other thing, moving on, is bringing a healthy dish. So like if you are someone that's on a health journey and you know that maybe your family or the party you're going to or the social gathering you're going to, they don't tend to have the healthiest entrees, you could always bring your own and create your family favorite side with healthier ingredients. I do this all of the time. So, an example could be like, usually for Christmas, I make mac and cheese, and instead of doing a wheat or some type of other grain mac and cheese, I'll make brown rice mac and cheese, and I will use raw cheddar, and I will use goat cheese, and I use a combination of both of those. Those are going to be so much healthier than having processed non-organic cheeses and also gluten that you would get from a noodle. It's still very rich, delicious, decadent, and that's what we go for. We want food to taste good, and so I'm all about swapping out your favorite dishes, the ingredients in those dishes, to healthier options, so that you don't feel like you are missing out on anything. It's just really healthier. So that can be just a really good tip for, like I said, Christmas Day, if you're going to a friend's gathering, a family gathering, anything like that. See how you can change it up, switch it up. And I guarantee you people are gonna like it if you start to do that. The other thing I would say is set yourself up for success with lifestyle habits before Christmas Day. So again, this can be that you're starting this the week before when this video comes out, and after, so that you can start to really support your metabolic health starting the next year. But what I mean by setting yourself up for success with lifestyle habits before and after is you want to be mindful of how much you're hydrating. It's wintertime, we can drink less water, we're not sweating as much, right? Be mindful of, if you are hydrating, that is supporting all of your systems, cellular health and everything. And how to support cellular health even more is to include an electrolyte drink. I love the brand Trace Minerals. They have really, really good ingredients in their product. If you have a question about those, I can send you the link that I give my clients, and they're really tasty. But it's important to, if you are having an electrolyte drink, that you also have regular filtered water also, and not just drink electrolyte drinks. You want to have, a healthy ratio. If you have 32 ounces of electrolytes, you also want to have 32 ounces of filtered water. I love to put lemon, lime, a little pinch of salt in my regular water to help increase hydration. So that would be the first one. Sleep, of course, is the next one. Sleep is so important. It's when we replenish our hormones. It's so important. And I feel like this time of year, people can be really busy, even more busy than normal, with social gatherings and just stress and wrapping up the year, Christmas shopping, all of the things. And so being really mindful of, am I getting good quality sleep? And what I mean by that is you want to maximize your time according to the circadian rhythm of going to sleep around 10, waking up at 6, not midnight and waking up at 8. That 2-hour difference is massive for what's being replenished and restored in your body. So between the hours of 10 and 2, your physical body is being restored, and between the hours of 2 and 6, your mind is being restored, your brain health is being restored. And so you can really maximize that time. It's going to help you feel so much better. I don't know about y'all, but I really notice, especially as I get older, if I'm still getting 8 hours of sleep, but it's later, I feel like hungover the next morning. Like I really do feel my best when I am going to sleep between that optimal stage. Okay. A few more tips for success with lifestyle habits. One would be movement. So starting to get some movement in, specifically like the day of, the hair is like itching me or something. For Christmas Day, I love to get a workout in, or, if you can't Christmas Day, say you are busy. This is really actually Thanksgiving. I'm really good about this. Christmas is kind of like, not really, because we're opening gifts first thing in the morning, right? So if that's the case, you want to make sure like the day before, get a good workout in, get a good strength training in. Christmas Day, after you open gifts, go for a walk with your loved ones. After you eat, go for a 15-minute walk. That can be just really supportive. You are moving your body, you're getting sunshine, you're getting out in nature, and definitely recommend doing that. It's going to help metabolize the food that you're eating better. It's going to help you also just feel better mentally too and physically. The next part would be looking at your mindset and your stress during this holiday season. So I'm going to end with that. I would say that what can be really helpful is to be aware of the patterns that you've had in the past, whether or not you have an indulging pattern. For example, like I tend to indulge with Christmas dinner, or the whole day I tend to like overindulge. If you know that about yourself, that's a pattern. And if you know that it's a pattern, you have a choice now. If you are fully aware that this is what I do, you now take your power back by choosing that I am not going to overindulge. I'm going to enjoy the food that I'm eating without the guilt, but I'm not going to stuff myself, right? So being really aware of what are my patterns during this season. Maybe it's, I completely let my sleep go, my movement go. And maybe it's being more intentional about, okay, I'm aware that I do that. That's a pattern. And now I'm choosing to do something better for myself. And that is to focus on more sleep and get movement in, regardless of how long it is. Even if it's 10 minutes, I'm still going to keep that commitment to myself. The next thing would be have healthy boundaries with your family. This is the big one, right? I know it can be stressful seeing certain family members, and in the family, I feel like every family has their stuff, right? And so looking at, how can I be intentional when I'm showing up in these places? How do I want to be the best version of myself? How can I have boundaries with no is no? Like say, for example, they're like, no, you don't need to bring a healthy side. No, I want to bring a healthy side. Like set that boundary, do what feels good for you, and do it. That can be really helpful with stress and also just sticking up for yourself and having those clear, direct boundaries. The next two things can be really supportive for stress, and that's meditating, sitting in silence for 10 minutes in the morning, focusing in on your breathing. This is what I do every morning. It's just really intentional breath work where I am calming down my nervous system, praying during this time, and just really looking at, what's my intention for the day? How do I want to feel? How do I want to be? Things like that. So the next one would be, the last one that I want to talk about is just releasing the guilt. So if you are someone that tends to feel guilty for, I've been on this health journey and I'm going to eat not so healthy today or at these social gatherings, it can add more stress in your system if you are replaying that in your mind. If you can instead just release the guilt and really be present. Be present with the people you're with. Be in tune with your body. How am I feeling? How do I feel in this moment? How do I feel when I'm eating? How do I feel during this season? And enjoy the people that you're with. Like, be present with them, have conversations, get curious about people. Um, yeah, I feel like that is really the whole meaning of gathering and enjoying the people that we love, is to not be thinking about the things like guilt or shame, and to just really be present. That's a gift, right? Being present with the people that we love, being present with yourself and really tuning in with how you're feeling. That's going to be very regulating, and it's going to be felt by the people that you're with. Um, and you'll walk away the next day or the same day feeling like, wow, like that was enjoyable, you know? So I hope this was helpful. If there is anything I left out that maybe you feel like it's really it's a very helpful holiday health hack, leave it in the comments. If you have questions, ask me in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything, clarify anything. And again, I want to thank you for showing up today and listening to this. I hope it served you well. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys in another video.